Hey, good morning. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday, the November before Thanksgiving Sunday. That's the Sunday it is. And I figured it was probably a good idea to come on and share with you the exciting life that is teddy bears and tube socks. Let you know what's going on. I'll tell you what I've been doing. I have been studying for the perfect recipe to the perfect yarn knitting crochet podcast, and I think I've got it. I think if I follow this recipe, my followers are going to shoot up. Subscriptions coming out my ears. Well, because it must work. Because I can't tell you how many podcasts. They're not really podcasts. How many podcasts I've watched that I'm wondering why I'm watching them, but they are successful, and a lot of them follow this recipe. So are you ready? You're going to help me. You're going to help me study for my YouTube success. Okay, the first thing people do on the Yarnie iPods is they introduce themselves. Hi, I'm Gina, living in California, living my best life in California. I love to knit and crochet and get out once in a while in this beautiful California weather. But truth be told, I can't do that very often unless I'm seeing my oncologist. True story. Oh, and the name of my channel is Teddy Bears and Tube Socks. Why am I getting stuck on the tube socks? Maybe I'll explain to you later why it's called Teddy Bears and Tube Socks. Success. Next topic. Cup. What's in my cup? This morning, I am drinking a delightful dark roast artisanal blend from Costa Rica that I picked up maybe on Amazon Prime. In a cup that my ex-sister-in-law gave me when I was diagnosed with cancer. It's cold and janky now, and I lied to you. It's instant Folgers, but I like it, and that's what we're doing. Instant Folgers, cup from ex-sister-in-law. I'll love it. Love it. Number 3. My weekly travels. I haven't really traveled. Last night, Rick and I ventured out and got huge burritos for dinner, but that was about the extent of it. I've been having quite a bit of pain in my hip. So, I've been resting it. It seems to have helped a little bit. But we haven't really done anything. Rick goes to work every day, big burritos. That's the excitement for this past week. Am I forgetting anything? I forget things easily now, but I don't think I've forgotten any. If I'd have gone outside, I'd have remembered that. Well, I might have gone outside to pick up an Amazon Prime box package. You want to see me get off this couch quicker than snot? Have Amazon drop something off for me. Next. Okay. Says share your FOs, your UFOs, your whips, etc. Your FOs, your UFOs, your whips, etc. Okay, so I think the last thing I showed you was my heirloom stocking that is just, I love it. One of my daughters just pitched a fit over it. My sister-in-law pitched a fit over it. And they really increased my confidence in this color work because I have literally fallen in love with it. It feels like a puzzle to me, like a game. So I keep at it, and I have no problem with ripping out. The first one, I frogged it. For those of you who don't know, in the knitting, crocheting world, frogging it means you rip it out. Rip it, rip it, rip it. So I only frogged that one between 6 and 8 times. But when I say I frog something, it's not just a couple of stitches. That damn thing disappears. And yet I had the patience and the will to restart it. It was a lot of fun. And so I started another one and I completed it. Let me show you it. It is so stinking cute, you guys. I know I posted a picture of it. But look at this. Again, no heel. See, now that I struggled with the heel with the first one, I'm going to be afraid to do the heel on any of them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all my stockings made. And by all, I have no idea. My sister-in-law asked if I was going to make a whole set for the whole family. No, that's not going to happen. But you know what? It might. Because last year I sat here and made how many miniature stockings? I was going to make garlands for the kids' trees. And that's what I'll do this year because I didn't do it last year. But I could not stop making those little mini stockings. Oh, and I started the mini sweaters. Very impressed with myself. I might do those again. We'll see. But anyways, isn't he adorable? Oh, and he's just so soft and squish. So squish. And lots of room in the toe for all the goodies. And look, little fishies in love. Because this penguin's a vegetarian. And he's not going to eat them. Nope. He's not going to eat them. So I have ideas to create my own designs because these designs are from the very lovely and talented Brianna Kay. And I know I tag her like a fool, but she is my crochet crush, okay? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna apologize. She is. And Marley Bird, love Marley Bird. But these are Brianna's designs. And she gives you, like, you can design them, like, with puzzles, like little different filler patterns here for your color work. It's just so cool, so adorable. So this is the second one. Still no heel, but they will have heels. And I have some ideas in my mind, and you have given me wonderful ideas for stockings, and I'm so excited because I'm never going to run out of ideas. Never. So I think the next one is I'm working on one that my daughter suggested, a pattern. And I'm really excited about that because I'm going to go for, it'll be my design, and I'll go with a like a primitive feel, right? Like why do they call it that? Primitive art, you know, where it looks like things are stitched. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you can Google it. But it's not like caveman and dinosaurs, although Brianna designed a stocking with dinosaurs on it. Dinosaurs? Amazing. Anyways, so I'm not going to tell you what Danielle, my daughter's idea was. I'm just going to go ahead and get to work on that. I might tease you with some pictures, but I'll show you when it's done. Another one I want to make, and I'm struggling because usually this stuff is so easy for me. But my family has been, ever since my kids were little, has been a big Krampus family. And when they got up into high school and stuff, it was even funnier. I'm sorry. Elf on the Shelf, perfect. But when my first granddaughter came along, I bought her a handmade Krampus. So it's not Elf on a Shelf, but she's got a stuffed Krampus about this size. It's just so funny. And if you don't know the history and lore of Krampus, you can look that up too. There's a couple of movies too that I just love. Anyways, he's Santa's sidekick that does the dirty work. We'll just put it like that. Okay? We'll just put it like that. But I wanted to design a Krampus stocking, and I am just really super struggling. I have a t-shirt that I cut up for when I was teaching Zumba, and it looks like a cross-stitch pattern design on the front of Krampus for me to wear and dance with everybody around the Christmas holidays. So I'm thinking, well, that pattern's got to be out there, right? I mean, not even to purchase. I might try to draw it myself, but once something starts to feel like work anymore, I can't do it. I can't do it. I've got to have an element of fun. So anyways, right now, my FOs, which is finished objects, would be the penguin stocking. We love him. Penguin stocking. And I'm working on my husband's hats to wear at work this year because he is going to be Mr. Whimsical and he's going to make people laugh. And if the only person he makes laugh is himself, that's good enough for me. It's good enough for him. We like to have fun. But it's cute. On his hat, I'm going to put different sayings. It'll be fun. If you're local and you see Rick wearing one of his hats, say something to him. Men like to be complicated too. Men like to be complicated. Boy, that wasn't a slip of the tongue. Men like to be complimented also. And my UFOs, unfinished objects, I don't honestly have one of those. Works in progress. I don't technically have one, but let me tell you, I wanted to try something new today. I felt a little bit of the blues coming on, and so I'm just a sick puppy dog. I pulled up a Rhinebeck video I have not watched and listened to how miserable these knitters were at this yarn festival, and not because I think it's funny. I think it's horrible. But why do humans gravitate towards that kind of stuff? Anyways, so I pulled up a video I hadn't listened to. I grabbed a bunch of yarn and I started playing with it. And I thought, okay, well, if there are a couple things that I can do right off the bat, right off the hat, is teddy bears and tube socks. But I didn't want to make my tube socks, aka Kayla the Mama Llama? Kayla Mama Llama, we love her. And you'd love her too. Check out her site. Just do a search for Llama Mama Kayla. She's adorable. And she is incredible because she taught herself to crochet and she makes her own designs and she's just amazing. Check her out. Anyways, I use her tube sock pattern because it is so fantastic and it's hers. Why wouldn't I mention her? So Kayla, the socks are amazing, but I didn't want to make them today. So I grabbed my yarn and I thought, you know what? I have like 15 unfinished hand puppets up in the yarn room. How about if I just grab my yarn and start a brand new one? Because that's me. I mean, why not, right? Well, you know what happened. I just out of my head started crocheting hand puppets, loved them, and then Mikey came out with his own adult hand puppets on Yarnspirations, and that pattern is incredible. And I made my granddaughter hand puppets for her birthday, and she fell in love with them. So, of course, Emery's hand puppets, she loves them. I thought I'm going to make a new one. But on these, I can change them a little bit. So I thought, okay, I'm going to make them. I hated making the ears, so I wasn't going to give them ears. I was going to give them hats, put little stocking hats on them or little whimsy hats on them. Crochet my own eyes, you know, that kind of thing. I had all kinds of ideas. And for the part of the puppet that comes here, you know, that stays on your hand, I was going to make it look like sweaters, like not Christmas sweaters per se, but like cold weather clothing, because that's where we're at, right? And if we're going to play with our hand puppets right now, they're going to be cold. So I grabbed some yarn, and in my grab, what'd I do with it? Are you kidding me? Did I leave it upstairs? Hold on just a minute. Okay, great. I must have left it upstairs. Or at least I don't have a label. So I grabbed some yarn. And I grabbed this. Now, this looks interesting in reality. Okay. You look at this. Let me insert here. I absolutely adore self-striping yarn and self-patterning yarn because, again, it's like a game to me. I don't know what it's going to look like at the end, but it's going to look like something. And most of the time, I'm going to like it. And that was before I really got turned on with the Colorworks, right? Look at this yarn. Do you like it? What's it look like to you? I don't have the label on it. And I didn't grab this from upstairs. I had it down here last night because I told Rick it's just going to go in my scrappy blanket. I'm making Rick and I a scrappy blanket. So I'm just going to, because I've had this for a few years and I have not found anything to use it on. So anyways, I started the hand puppet. This was going to, I said, you know what? This would be cute, for a little mock puppet sweater. It's not. I don't care how pretty you think it looks right here. It's intriguing, if nothing else. It's a big fat Y, if nothing else. But you can tell they want you to believe it's going to self-pattern. I think I got about 6 rows into my new hand puppet, and I found myself apologizing to this hand puppet for this god-awful yarn that I'm using on his sweater. I'm so sorry. Every time I notice stitch, oh gosh, this yarn is horrible. I'm so sorry. I tried a couple different stitches to see if that wouldn't bring out the pattern. It didn't. It didn't. Now look, it's 100% acrylic. It should be. Don't get me wrong. It's 100% acrylic. You can probably, I don't know if you can buy it anymore. You might be able to buy it on Amazon. I can't remember. I think I ordered online too, because like I said, I don't go out much. But I was apologizing to the future hand puppet for the ugly sweater I was putting him in. And I thought, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You're apologizing to a hand puppet that isn't even made yet. Look, we're all different. We all have our likes and our dislikes. But if you come at me telling me that you made something beautiful out of this yarn, and I wish I had the label so I could tell you exactly what it is, I will judge you for it. Let's just be honest. I will judge you. No, don't send me a picture. I don't want to see it. This yarn is a big PU. So, it's going to go in my scrappy blanket. Mine and Rick's scrappy blanket. Because, if nothing else, the majority of the blanket is absolutely gorgeous. And you really won't pay much attention to that. I'm sorry, it's horrible. Okay. Now, next on my list was UFOs. That was unfinished projects. Okay, so I've noticed some of the Yarnies, actually the Yarnies that I like, they also talk to you about what they're watching on Netflix and what they are reading. So this can go under unfinished objects, but me and my sister are reading this together. Is it putting it backwards? It is. This is UFO of God. The Extraordinary True Story of Chris Bledsoe. Now, I think I've seen a couple of videos of him on YouTube, but I didn't want to rewatch them because I didn't want to spoil the book. Although, if I remember correctly, his videos don't give away a whole lot. So we are reading this and discussing it. We have weekly coffee talks. I have a weekly coffee talk with my twin sister, Tina, a weekly coffee talk with my daughter, Danielle. And we just talk about stuff that we're doing, kind of like this. Yeah. So we're reading that. That's my UFO. Does it count? Unfinished object? It's unfinished. We haven't finished it yet, and it's got an actual UFO in it. Okay? I have a UFO story for you. I'm not going to tell you today. That'll be another video. I don't want to vomit all my good stuff today. Right? Okay. What else do we have here? I think that's it. Where was I putting my notes? Okay. I think that's it. So I'm back to working on my stockings, fighting the blues. I am still, and I know it's going to take a while. Um, but mourning my brother and his death, and it's very hard for me to grab onto that because he took care of me. He took care of me emotionally and physically, and I got my diagnosis before he got his diagnosis, but he he went pretty fast, and so it's very hard. It's very hard to be here without him. But I have my beautiful sisters that I say good morning to every morning, and good night to every night. One of them is local. One lives 10 miles away from me. One lives in Texas, and one lives up near Stockton. So that's how we do. That's how we do. But I can pull myself out of it for a small bit of time, and hopefully share some of that time with you, because this is something I'd really like to do. I don't know what's going to become of it. I can't really teach anybody to knit and crochet. I've tried. It was hysterical. But I can sit here, drink instant coffee, and bitch about acrylic yarn to anybody who'll listen. I can do that. So I want to thank you for being here, helping me test out the recipe to a successful YouTube channel. I hope to be back very soon. But that's it. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Be thankful. There's always something to be thankful for. I am thankful for opening my eyes today. So, thank you for popping in if you lasted this long, too. See, now I can't even remember my own title. Teddy bears and tube socks. Thank you for stopping into Teddy bears and tube socks for a whole lot of talk of not teddy bears and tube socks. So, you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see y'all soon.